one of the key things that we talk about is our riding positions. So the first one, when we're sitting on the bike, we're all used to that. One of the things that I look out for is how our controls complement where we are on the bike, okay? So we don't want our levers too far down and we have to come all the way forward. We don't want them all the way up here in an unusual spot either. It complements our body shape and size. And often I'll run a test and tune day, which is about customizing the bike to fit your size, shape, skill level. And same with our brakes and everything as well. So, sitting position, handlebars first. If we're sitting on a nice, relaxed, normal standard bike, we don't want our wrists to be up above our elbows. Because if they're up here and you're sitting down in the bike, to try and get up into the ideal standing position takes a lot of extra work. Okay, so that's why it's not just bar risers fix everything. No, they don't. There's the physical shape, size, and what we're trying to achieve is important. Okay, so we're going from our seated position up into what's called our relaxed standing position, and that's where we're just cruising along the road, leaning into the wind a little bit. This gives us much better vision. Okay, we can see over crests of hills. You can see peripherally a lot more. You can see right down to the front of the wheel here, so potholes and everything is a lot more visual, and you get this whole experience. You get wind in your hair, you know. But this is just a relaxed standing position, all right? Now, the third key position is one that is used across all facets of off-road riding, and it's commonly referred to as our attack position. Our attack position is where it's like our fighting stance, where we're strong, efficient, and ready for terrain and things to come at us, okay? So what I'm doing here is we don't want to be bending our legs and down in the bike too much, because they're going to burn up all day long. They're just going to be just so exhausted. So what we want to do is go from our relaxed standing position, and then we see some rough terrain coming up and we're down ready to go. Okay, we're using our core strength, using our hamstrings to hold and brace us. And this shouldn't mean that we have to accelerate, put a lot of extra strength through our arms, okay? In the right central body position, we're kind of light on here. And as we were working through before, anticipating the bike's movement. And this is where we're ready to move the bike around underneath us and for the bike to go up and down hills and tackle anything that we're uncertain about, okay? Our balance is accentuated and we get a much better result than if we're up here and the bike's moving around. It's like, whoa. And if we're squeezing on tight and we're holding on tight with the bike and it starts bouncing around on rocks or hitting anything, you're going to be just overworking yourself, and that's going to become very, very challenging. Okay. Now, if we're sitting on the bike, this stuff, our arms and our legs in our attack position, we have all this suspension travel. Okay. We've got the ability to complement weight and unweight the bike if we need to, over some little cattle grids or over potholes. You can just see them and just push down on the suspension and unweight the bike. Okay, there's a whole range of different elements that can improve when we're efficient and have the right body positioning. Okay, and as we go further and further off-road and go further and further, into more adventurous spaces, you'll start to accentuate some of those movements more. Now, if we just sit on the bike, this suspension has to do everything. Every little bump we hit, every little pothole, every little rock, the suspension and the tyres have to do everything. And that means that you're sometimes fighting the bike. That's why we'll all talk about getting comfortable and efficient up on the pegs so that we can be light and help the bike over terrain and be gentle on the surface. Better for our tyres, less punches. There's a whole range of confidence that comes from that extra traction and feel with the connection of the ground that you've got as well. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hopefully you'll see more and more of us.